Hello, everyone. I'm Roxanne, and this is Everything About Hallmark. And this is my guest, Norene Cox.
Hi, I'm so
Hey,
happy to be here.
I know I'm excited that you're here too. So, why don't we dive in first and just get to know you a little bit, and then we could talk all about the good stuff and season 9.
Yay!
All
Well,
right.
um, yeah, I'm a dessert author. I have a website called Party Pinching, and I just offer budget-friendly party ideas and fun recipes, easy for kids, fun to make with the family, things like that. So, yeah.
I was checking out your website, and you have some really cool, adorable things on there.
Oh,
So
thanks.
is this all like do you have like a formal training, or are you like me in the kitchen learning like a home cook?
My formal training comes from YouTube. So thank you, YouTube, for teaching me how to pipe icing and things like that. Yeah, I'm not formally trained.
And
I started out as a room mom for a teacher, and I did it every year for my kids. And then they grew up, and I missed it. And so I started the website because I missed it so much. And they're just fun treats. And I don't know if in your school district is like ours where we can't bring homemade treats. So I would have to figure out a way to make them festive and cute. And it turned into like a crafting thing for snack cakes. And it was really fun. It was really fun.
oh, now that's interesting because that rule is new for us. Like you homemade treats is probably I'd say like in the past like maybe 5 years.
Oh,
Yeah, so maybe it is a little longer. So everything had to be store bought. Is that what you're saying? And then you would
yeah, for
okay.
allergy reasons, and I understand that. I mean, I'm allergic to a lot of things, so I
Yes.
get it. But yeah, it was store-bought treats all dressed up, and the fun part was like I bring in moon pies and we'd make little bats out of them for Halloween, and the kids thought that was really fun. And
Yeah, they do.
so
Oh, so
I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to share, and I started my website, and surprisingly it took off. I mean, this was years ago too. 2011 is when I started my website. So
so, I mean, time does fly. Like when you think about it, it feels like yesterday, but then it's not. Do you have that kind of a sensation? I do with a lot of things.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like yesterday my kids were, 7 years old, and now they've graduated from college and on their own. So yeah, I mean, time
Now, all right. So, cookbook wise, is this your first cookbook? Only? Oh, I got upside down.
flies.
Only cookbook. Here it is.
No, this is my third cookbook, actually.
Third.
Yeah,
Okay.
my first one is holidays with sweet treats, and the second one is party with sweet treats. And I they're mostly geared towards children, but this was the first one with actual recipes that I've tested, and it was so much fun to do. So
Well, okay. So now, if you have two, this is the third.
mhm.
Where can we buy the first two, though, if we were interested in them?
Amazon, or you can go to my website,
Okay.
and I'll give a link to my books.
Okay. And I don't know if I did it already or not, but in the description, after we're done with the interview, when it posts on YouTube in the description, I'll link your website.
Okay.
And then if we go to the website, it'll direct us to where to get the book. The
Yes.
cookbooks. Okay, good. So, how did this happen? Tell me.
So this was kind of a fun story, actually.
Okay.
Um, my husband and we went to go see the set up in Langley. It's
Uh-huh.
only about 2.5 hours from us. So we drove up there and we got the tour of the set and everything. And if you haven't done it, it's so much fun. But I met Melanie McKinnis.
Yes.
She owns the farm up there where it's filmed, and just really briefly. And And I brought a cookie and I said, hey, I have this website. I'll write about my experience here, but I brought a cookie. Is it okay if I go in the jail and take a picture of it? And I showed her my Mountie cookie. So she looked at that and said, oh, that's so great. Go ahead, do it. She was like a kindred spirit. I mean, I talked to her for less than 15 minutes and she became such a sweet friend of mine.
Aww.
But after I went back home, I made so many treats because I was so inspired by just being there.
Right.
And I sent them to her and I said, hey, what do you think about me doing some kind of cookbook? I know there are cookbooks out there, but none of them are based on the recipes aren't based on the actual episodes and the characters. And she goes, I know a guy. So she introduced me to Elliot from Edify Films, and the rest is history. I mean, he's just been a blessing to work with, so much fun. If you know Elliot, he is okay.
Yeah.
He needs no introduction, really.
No, he's so nice and down to earth. I had an idea for a cookbook and I had called him about it. And we were talking. He was telling me all this stuff. And he goes, you're like my therapist. I don't mean for you to be my therapist. And then the next time I had to talk to him, the same thing happened. He goes, why is it that I always feel like you're my therapist? He's funny. He's a cute guy.
He is. He's a party in a person. He's just really great. Yeah.
And I found a really cute video of the two of you like baking together at the same time. And it was on Facebook, right? 2019, I think it was, or something. That's cute. And that's off of Facebook, but the Edify Facebook page, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Right. It's Edify's Facebook page. We did a Facebook Live and it was really fun because, you know, he goes, I know I'm going to mess it up. And I said, well, that'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because not everybody can do it. And
Right. Well, that's why I'm going to show it today, like how I am. I'm not going to be stepping in the kitchen when I throw it together. And it truly can be the dessert it can truly be thrown together. Once it bakes, you would think that it came from, I don't know, some gourmet kitchen. That's how delicious this recipe is. And
it's really good.
Yes, I'm not like fluffing it up. I'm being serious because I'm serious when it comes. My mother was a chef. My grandmother was a chef.
Oh, wow.
I do recipes too for When Calls the Heart. I do it straight up from the episode like you do.
Yeah.
Like I'll do something like, there was an episode where Bill made special pancakes. It was like hero pancakes. Remember when they had the explosion? So I made the blueberry sauce that goes on the top, and awesome. Things like that. Just silly, fun things. There was Lucas has a black eye in the promos. So I did a black eyed peas, and you roast them. I mean, just silly things, you know.
No, that's awesome.
I know.
It's like me. That's great.
I know, it's a good time. Now, could you show us your cookies again? Because they are in this book, and then we're going to talk about the book.
Now, these are pretty time consuming.
Yes.
But the reward is great because they taste great and they look great.
They're gorgeous. Now, this was something that's in the book too. By the way, the photography is gorgeous. Did you
thank you.
That? Did you do that?
I did that. I mean, we did this all during a pandemic. So I had to do the recipe development and the photos here at my house. And then Elliot took everything and put it, I mean, graphically, they did an amazing job.
It's really adorable. And we're going to talk in a minute about it. But I wanted to tell you that I don't know if she's here. So I have someone who follows me all the time on Twitter and always retweets and is always talking and commenting. So I sent her something. It's a little waffle maker in the shape of a heart. So I sent you that in the cookbook. And how easy is it going to be to make those?
I know. I had a tiny little waffle maker too.
Yes.
It was so much fun.
Now, for those of you, and this is how we could dive into this part, for those of you that don't realize this, this actually recipe comes from the Christmas festival. So with Lucas. So what I did was I actually made a recipe for this. I looked up the waffles from then. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a waffle from, I think you pronounce it Liege, and it has like these crystals in it that makes it crunchy or whatever, but it wasn't that one. It was a yeast that they would have had
Oh,
back
wow.
then, that kind. But I thought, oh my gosh, look at this. We're going to do this. And now there's a story that you have, right? It connects it up in here for each
Right.
one. Right? Tell us like, how did you even come up with that idea?
For the waffles,
Any of them. Every recipe has
oh, you
a
know
story.
what? I I literally I know how Hardee's are.
Mm-hmm.
I literally wanted to get this right. I mean, I'm a Hardy too.
Yeah.
I love the series.
Yes.
So I wanted to get everything right. I watched every episode 7 times
You're like me.
because I wanted to pick out the perfect thing. So as I was watching each episode, I'd say, oh, I can make this, or oh, I can make that, or Rosemary brought in a chocolate cherry cake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make that. And I literally watched every episode. And then when I styled the photo shoot, I made sure that it looked like it would have come from the episode. I used the same colors like as a saloon.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every photo has a little heart in there that I've hidden. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and actually I did some really silly things too, that like Hickham's gusher cake.
I know.
If you look, there is the same pattern that Hickham's shirt was. So
This is so adorable.
I mean, I did little hidden,
Mhm.
Easter eggs in there. And
Hold that thought. I love that idea. I actually can play a game with that. Oh, that's a cool idea. I'm going to put that out and see if people can figure out what you're saying. So I didn't even notice that, and I pay attention to things. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
and then the next one, this one is let's see, the Rice Krispie Treat library books. So if you notice, there's like a period, early 1900s typewriter in the back. And these are all the books that they've mentioned.
Oh, you're so good.
If you look, there's Quack Quack Duck, the Fall of the House of Usher, and things like that. So that's all in the episode. So I tried to be really true to the characters. Gosh, the hardest character to do a treat for was Nathan, because he doesn't eat. He doesn't talk about food or anything. So I had to make Newton. Yeah.
And I thought it was the best thing. It was so clever. I love that.
Make Newton.
And Newton's important to him. So you did a good job. That was a good choice.
So that I was so glad he said his horse's name.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, I've got something. Fig Newtons. So yeah, everything has to do with either the character, something they've mentioned, and it'll say what season it is, and then it'll say the title of the episode. So you can go to the episode and see what I'm talking about.
This is like, okay, so I told you that I received this as a gift from a student, right? Yeah. So I opened it up, and it was like, I had to look at every page and just check out everything. It says the season, the episode. Just looking through it from cover to cover is like a dream. You want to sit back, drink like a cup of tea, whatever it is you want, and then you just go through it. It's gorgeous. It was so much fun. And then, I mean, look at this. Look how like detailed, and the little cast iron pan that they're in, like grill. That's so cute.
I just love food photography. It's one of my passions, and that particular recipe started out as a big fail. I wanted to make apple dumplings for Elizabeth. She mentioned it, and the first recipe was just a disaster. The apples exploded, everything. So I had to switch gears, and that's what I came up with. And I'm so glad they exploded because I love that.
She never gets to make them though, because that's when she ends up having the baby. So you did it.
Yeah. So that's what I would think. That's how beautiful I would think Elizabeth would make them. So.
Oh, that means she's come a long way in her baking and cooking though. Oh my goodness. So now, what do you think would be, because we have premiere parties popping up all over, because March 6th is coming around. Do you have any ideas that would be good for us, like what we could do for our premiere parties? Anything? I mean, anything from here would be fabulous, but anything new that you've come across or thought up?
I thought it would be fun to do like a taster's menu of like little mini shepherd's pies and little jars, and like tea sandwiches and things like that. Just a little taster's menu of the episodes. So that would be fun.
That's a good idea. The shepherd's pie. I did the stew because Lucas, remember he's like, oh, the stew was delicious. And I'm like, oh, Elizabeth made the stew and she cooked for Lucas and he doesn't even realize it, That would be little, like, that's a good idea. Little shepherd's pie, little minis, right? Like
little minis. Like little minis in jars. Yeah.
I've done some recipes from like, I wanted it to be dining in Hope Valley, and then the recipes from the cafe, then even some of the things that you can get in the general store. Yost General Store has some stuff like ice cream. Right. And then of course the Queen of Hearts with Gustav and his menu. And I would take things off of that. That's a good idea to do, like little minis.
Yeah. Like little tiny clam chowders or stuffed trout or something.
Yes. Yes.
That would be fun.
Oh, you know what? Trout. I wanted to try that, but you got to get it at a specific time of the year, right? Unless you get the smoked time.
I don't know, because I'm allergic to seafood, so I kind of steer clear from that. But
you're going to skip over that. Now, before we dive into any wish list, because we know you're a hearty, can you got that gorgeous cake behind you? Can you let us see it? I don't know if you can lift it or not. Oh, we lost her. She'll come back. So while she's gone, and hopefully she'll come back, I wanted to tell you that I am going to make in here. It's Elizabeth's cherry cobbler, and it is super, super easy. And it is so easy that I don't have to make it directly in my kitchen. And I wanted to show you that. So here it is. The book really is gorgeous. Oh, I hope Norene can come back, because I wanted to ask her about, she's a hearty just like us, and I wanted to ask her about her ideas for season 9. So actually, maybe I can take this opportunity. I was going to stand, but what happened was the dessert is, listen to me, it is so easy. I cannot tell you how easy it is. And I did it already. Look, here it is. Ta-da! That's how easy it is. I'm going to scoop it out and I'm going to show you. So the first thing that you have to do, and I have it all written down too for you, is you have to get a glass, either rectangular, and if you don't have rectangular, I'm showing you this way. And you get a glass type of pie dish, Pyrex, and you put the oven on 350, and you take a stick of butter like this, and you put it in, and it melts. When it melts, you take it right out. Okay, so now, actually, I'm going to stand up for you. We got to improvise. Oh, she's back. You're back. You're all right. You're back.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. I wanted you to show the cake, and then a little disaster happened. So I started to tell them about the recipe.
Oh,
Do you want me to continue with the recipe, and then we could talk about your
yeah.
wonderful, okay. Yeah, your wonderful ideas for season 9. All right, so here we go. We have this. I can make the camera go down if you wanted to like see it this way. I don't know if that works. So it's so easy because you take, and I have all the measurements. In here is the flour, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then 1 cup of milk. And then you just pour it in and you mix it up with a whisk. I would say use a whisk because that's how you get out any lumps. So after you're finished mixing it, you literally dump it right on top of the butter. And then on that, you're going to add cherry pie filling. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, Norene, you suggest that we use 1.5 cans, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And don't mix it in.
Pardon me?
Don't mix it in.
No, I know. Just I already made it once, so I followed directions. I'm good. So I'm actually just going to take that and dump it right in here. I'm using a circular one this time. I tried this too, just in case people don't have things. I don't want them to think that they have to go out and buy anything special. And then here's the can. This is the brand that I got. This one you get at Target. You can do whatever. So I use 1.5 of these, and here that is. And then I'm just going to put it in. And what happens is when it bakes for about 40 minutes at 350, all of the fruit sinks to the bottom. And if you're a baker, you know that. And the top is all yummy and bubbly. I'm going to move it around just a little bit. I know you're not supposed to, but I am.
I'm going, no.
I know. I'm just moving it a little bit. And it'll sink to the bottom. And then once you're done, you take it out. I ate some warm, so this bakes. That's how easy it is. That's it.
It's super easy.
I ate it warm, and I ate it chilled, and it gets this luscious crunchiness to it. So I'm going to hold this up now. Thank you for letting me do that. So you had, Norene, something like these are like a little heart-shaped crafts. Yes, I found them on Amazon. I'll link them also. They came within a day. And you just scoop it out, put it in. And actually, this would be great for a hearty party, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So good. I made mine with gluten-free flour, too. And look what I got.
Oh,
perfect. I cheated. And there you go. And it's so easy. And it's really delicious. I'm serious. It is. I'll be right back. It is super, super delicious. Now, I did all of that right here, and I'm a bad host over here. I'm not even in my kitchen. I'm on the dining side. That's how quick and easy it is. Okay, let's dive in and talk about, well, first of all, that cake is gorgeous behind you, and that is in the book, correct?
Yes.
What is it? It's the, it's not a wedding cake. What is it?
No, it's the Hope Valley cake.
That's right.
And it's based off that little parade that they had. Yeah.
Yes. There it is. How long have you had that cake back there?
That's a dummy cake. So after I made the original cake, I just pulled everything off and put it on a dummy cake. So
okay, cool. Yeah. All right, let's talk about season 9. Tell us, what do you think?
I am so excited for the new characters. Oh my gosh, can you believe how many new characters are coming? I love the Canfields for one. Mm-hmm. So I can't wait for that story to develop. Mm-hmm. And then they're bringing in a new character who I think Nathan's going to take a shine to. So
her name, her name is Mei Sue, and the actress is Amanda Wong. If you go to my podcast, I interviewed her. She's
okay. Oh, great. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm half Korean. So it's nice to see an Asian person represented there. So it's going to be fun.
And she has a bit of a mystery. She gave us little tiny tidbits. So all the actors that I did have on, each one of them shared something small. And we are going to on the 27th would be the last Sunday before the the premiere.
Yeah.
There's a group of us that are going to get on, and we're going to discuss what all those little tidbits can possibly be.
Oh,
So
fun.
she's adorable. Just Amanda Wong herself
Yeah.
has done so many things. I mean, she's an Olympic champion. In
wow.
two, yes, in two different well, sport. One is first aid, and the other one is, I think, in swimming. She's just lovely and amazing. So, what's another character you're looking forward to besides Amanda?
You know, I would love for Henry to get a girlfriend, or I don't know. I have a soft spot for Henry.
That character is like amazing. Like his storyline has come like so far, and I really think this season is like where he's finally going to get to make peace with it and then move on.
I hope so. Yeah.
There was a clip, and he's staring, like whoever was filming was inside the mine, and you could see him looking into the mine.
Yeah.
And there's like a voiceover where he says to Elizabeth, he just can't seem to outrun his past. So I really think something good is going to come.
I hope so. I love Henry. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how his character develops. And, I love all the kids. I want to see them again. And I don't know. I don't have a favorite character.
Yeah.
I just love them all. I love Lee and Rosemary. They're so fun. And
oh my God, I love them too. Yeah.
And I love Lucas and Nathan and Elizabeth. I love them all. So.
Do you have like a wish list? Is there something that I know you said Henry, hopefully you get like a love interest or do you have any other wish lists?
No, I love the journey that the writers take me on. And so I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Me too. I trust in them. Sometimes it's things I wouldn't even think of. And I'm like, oh, look at that. Look where that went. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, so Norene, thank you so much for chatting.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. We're going to make sure we link your website. Again, people, listen to me, you people. People need to, Hardee's need to go get the book because the recipes are really, well, there are some that are more complex than others. That's true. There's a good smattering of different like levels of tech.
You can actually take the recipes if they're like the chocolate cherry cake.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to make a round cake and decorate it. Just put it in a 9x13 pan and the same bake time, everything. That's my favorite cake. I can't make that cake because I'll eat the whole thing.
Well, but I love Rosemary and Lee. And when I saw the cake in here, I took a picture of it and made a puzzle out of it. And I put it on my Rosemary and Lee fan page.
Oh, that's awesome.
Myself with a wonderful other group of team that run it. And I tried it. I'm like, every time I go to play, I love puzzles. I'm like, I want to make this cake. But then I'm thinking to myself, I love chocolate and cherry. So I'm like, okay, no, because I'll want to eat the cake. Even if it's gluten-free, I will want to eat it. So.
I'll tell you, it's the best chocolate. And I can say this with confidence. And I'm not going to try to brag, but it's the best chocolate cake you will ever have in your life.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to make it then.
Not good. Just don't substitute the dark chocolate. You have to use the dark cocoa powder. So.
That's all I ever use is the dark chocolate cocoa powder. So that's why when I saw it, I said, oh no. Now, before, we end our little session here, let's see, we have comments and we might have some questions along the way. So we can move up. There's people saying hi. Joanne says, hi everybody. Hi, Roxanne and your guest. I just happened here. Let's see what it says. I just happened here this episode. Okay, this is everybody getting excited. We have 1 month and 2 days.
Yes. Countdown begins.
Okay, what's this? Christina said, I made mine with a white cake mix, cherry pie filling, pour cake mix on top of your filling, and then 1 stick melted butter on top of cake mix and bake. So it's sort of like the same recipe, but the opposite, like of how
Oh,
you did it.
right.
When I put the 1 stick of butter in there, I was like, I love butter. And I'm like, I think this is going to be too much.
Yeah.
But then, like, it baked, and the way it bakes, Norene knows her stuff, people. And it, like, the fruit is at the bottom. When you scoop it out, I'm telling you, the crust, oh my God, it's just so good. I can't taste it. It gets all crusty and sweet and yummy, and it's not too buttery. It's perfect.
Oh,
And I didn't know, I think somebody was saying something about having some ideas, like for I guess some ideas for more of the storylines, like Peter Rabbit
oh,
cupcakes for little
that's
Jack.
a cute idea.
And this one is heart-shaped cupcakes with hot air balloons on them for
Oh,
what's coming up. I actually have a cool idea for some recipes with the hot air balloon. I forgot about that.
oh,
Um,
neat.
Janice, I have to admit that I don't yet have the book, but I'm definitely going to get it. Then watch the When Calls the Heart episodes.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a treat.
And you can also get the book at whencallstheheart.com.
Yes. That's what's linked to the Edify store.
Yes.
What I love about this, though, is like you can go back. It's like a treat. Like it would be something you want to do from now until the like your own little premiere party every weekend or when you have some free time, because then you can go and look at the recipe. I mean, everybody's in here. There's a milkshake. Do you remember? You want to tell them about the milkshake? Because I'm finding it because it's gorgeous.
Oh, the Jessie's Earthquake Milkshake.
Yes.
That was fun. It's like one of those monster milkshakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty hearty, but it was so much fun to make. And it's delicious.
There's little humble pies in here.
Yeah.
There's like so many cute things, and I can't find it. I thought I had it marked. The milkshake is like over the top. Oh, here it is. Filled with all kinds of stuff. Look at that.
Candy bars, cookies. It's like an earthquake.
It's crazy. All right. Let's see. Food Network should use your cookbook for another cast cook-off. That would be wild. Oh my God.
That would be fun.
We should petition for that.
Oh, yes, do it. Mm-hmm. I'll be a judge.
All right. I just finished season 1 and thought about how much Henry has changed over the years, like what we were saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said that they wanted Henry and Nora. That would be a fun
Henry and who?
And Nora.
And Nora.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? I wonder what recipes Minnie will have at Abigail's.
I know. That's the thing I wanted to do. When I watched the last season, I'm like, oh, there's so many good recipes I could be doing right now.
And I'm eating in front of everyone, which means I have no manners whatsoever.
I love it.
You have to. And Janice is agreeing. Christina had some ideas because we were thinking about like what we would do for a hearty party. And she says we could do finger sandwiches and use a heart-shaped cookie cutter and make them into hearts, which is a good idea.
Yeah. If you go to my website, I do have little tea sandwiches, and I had little cucumbers. I made cucumber sandwiches, but I cut out the cucumbers in the shape of hearts and put it on top of the bread, and they look so elegant. So.
You know, I love cucumber sandwiches, but I'm thinking I love cucumbers just like in food. But I was thinking of something you had said earlier. You were half Korean. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, do you have any like recipes, Korean recipes, family recipes, things that have been passed down?
Oh yeah, I do. A lot of them, like kalbi ribs and bulgogi, and yeah, just a lot of recipes that my mom passed down to me, and some that I wish I had asked her about before she passed. But boy, it's just comfort food to me.
I'm sure it is. It's delicious.
Yeah.
I love Asian food, like any kind of Asian food, any kind of European food, South American food, because I'm like a foodie. But again, remember I told you earlier in the studio, my mom and grandmother were chefs. So we ate everything. Like, I mean, I've tried it all, like I've had bear, whatever you can imagine. I
Oh,
don't think I've
wow.
ever had snake. Let's see. I don't know that I would want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll skip that.
Yeah.
Oh, this was so nice. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll have to reconnect once season 9 gets
Oh,
going.
I love it. I love it.
And
Thanks
then
for
maybe,
having me, and thanks everyone for watching and
sure.
getting the cookbook. I really appreciate it. So
Yes. And then you'll have to come up with a good recipe, maybe something you'll premiere for us.
oh yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Norene.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye, everyone. You have a good night. You could stay in the studio, Norene, and I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
All right. So everyone have a good night, and you'll be seeing more of me soon. I'm not ready to tell all yet of what's coming up, but some things are. Good night.